Hey friends, today's video is a little different. It's not about food storage and it's not about budget tips. It's something that is honestly harder to talk about. What do you do when you're alone? How do you prep when you're alone? Like, really alone. Hello everyone, welcome to SuttonsDaze. If you're new here, my name is Lisa. We are all about pantry preparedness. In a recent video, I received a comment, actually two from the same person, that I have condensed down, and I'm going to read you part of it. But it got me to thinking about this because I think that we really are truly unaware of the amount of people that are older, that live alone, that do not have a circle of people that they're involved with, that feel abandoned, that quite possibly are abandoned. And this video is for them, obviously, in ways that they can prepare, but it's also for everyone else. I myself know a number of people that live alone, that have friends, but are they the friends that will actually call and check up on you? I don't know. The comment said, what happens when you have no people? Or the people you are with don't want to discuss these things. There's a lot more of us elder orphans out there than a lot of people realize. I've learned to not rely on others. If I ask them something like, can I take shelter with you during a tornado warning? And they don't say yes, but answer with a really dumb question such as, don't you have a storm shelter in your mobile home park? Then I take it as a no and I move on. Because duh, if there was a storm shelter in my mobile home park, why would I be asking you? Same with other things. I'd rather have a flat out honest no than an attempt to pass the buck. If I'm asking you, that means I don't have other options because I would not be asking otherwise. My biggest fear as a senior citizen is that something will happen where I will be truly incapable of taking care of myself and I will be left alone to die slowly because everybody is too damn busy to check on their neighbors. Right now, we have a heat wave. There are people who know damn well I don't have air conditioning. Has anybody called to see if I'm okay? Oh, hell no. For the record, I am okay. This is not my first heat wave rodeo. I know how to take care of myself. It is just the idea. You say get involved. Well, many of us are involved in activities, in volunteer organizations, in church. The problem is when it becomes a one-way street. The question is not, will your absence be noticed? It's, will anyone go looking? We hear over and over again, check on your neighbors. That advice goes in one ear and out the other. When asking for community is like pulling teeth. When asking gets the response, well, don't you have? When someone says something like that to me, I know they really do not want to get involved. I don't know why they don't want to get involved, and I don't care to waste my time and energy finding out why they don't want to get involved. I don't care to get into arguments or lengthy explanations, which nobody wants to listen to anyway. After a while, you learn not to ask. You figure out workarounds. You find out who is in the business of providing what, which means you have to have the ability to pay what they are asking. What are your transportation options? Uber, Lyft, taxis, public transport, if your car breaks down and you need to get somewhere. Someone who is making their living doing the kind of services you need, such as rideshare driver, is going to be a hell of a lot more reliable than your friend or neighbor when it comes to getting where you need to go. I hate to say it, but it's the truth. I am working on putting together a team of professionals, not friends, not family, not neighbors, not people I know from church or book club or the senior center, who can help me with my needs as a solo senior citizen. I am attending an event this week where there will be such professionals. Who do I turn to when everyone else acts reluctant? I'm sorry, I'm done arguing, I'm done pleading, I'm done explaining. If I ask and the answer is not immediately yes, then I'm not wasting any more time with that person. I cross them off my list as somebody I probably should not count on if the chips are down. That comment, those comments gave me great pause and kind of broke my heart because like I said, I have friends. I have friends that are solo senior citizens that live alone. Some can drive, some can't drive. Some have family that are nearby, and some are literally completely alone. And so I started putting together a list of things that we can do as solo seniors. And this is also a list to remind me when the time comes, if the time comes, that, this is how I have to handle this. It's hard when you're independent to have to rely on other people. And I know that, and I get it. This comment was just heartbreaking. So let's just pause for a minute and let's name it, okay? It's okay to feel hurt. It's okay to feel disappointed and to feel let down. If you've reached out for help or attempted to reach out for help and got an excuse instead of support, that's not on you at all. That's not on you. We live in a culture that worships independence, but rarely talks about what happens when the safety net isn't there. We don't think about it. We're either not at the age where we think we require a safety net, or we don't have family members that we, think require a safety net. It's something that's just not considered. Being an elder orphan doesn't just mean being without family. It means that knowing that if something happens, because, it's life, an injury, a storm, a power outage, you may not have anyone that even notices right away. That's a terrifying reality. But here's the shift. You can be prepared without being paranoid. You can be alone without being abandoned. You can be vulnerable and still take back control. So I put together kind of a 5-point plan. The first one is your emergency binder. I talked about this in a recent video also, and I will put an iCard here so that you can check out the video that I did on a personal emergency binder, the document binder, Number one, create it. There's a million excuses on why you're too busy or you don't have time, you just don't feel like it and it's boring and whatever, okay? It is important to have this for any number of reasons. This is your lifeline if you become incapacitated, okay? That book is your lifeline. I say get a binder, get sheet protectors, however you want to do it, a 3-hole punch, and get those things in there, okay? And label it really big, but make 2 of them. Make 2 of them. It should include things like your emergency contact list, right? Even distant ones. Even if nobody is even in the same country, put down the contact information for those people that need to be contacted. Medication lists, allergies, your doctor's information. Very important to have. Copies of your ID and insurance. You need copies of those. A list of local emergency services and shelters is a good thing to have in there also for you and for anybody else. And instructions for pets and dependents. There are a lot of seniors now who are taking care of their grandchildren. There are a lot of seniors who have pets because sometimes, and I get it, they're our best friends, okay? So if anything were to happen to you, what is supposed to happen with them? Those are things that as a pet person, a pet owner, I hate to say owner because they kind of own us, but it's your responsibility to make sure these things are addressed. So make sure that those are in your emergency booklet. Next is to look at building a micro network. I'm not talking about 12 new best friends, okay? That's not even, I don't even have that. So you don't need 12 new best friends. It's a micro network. It's 2, maybe 3 people, okay? The key word here is micro. You need 1, 2 solid people who know your name, who know your situation, and are willing to be part of a 2-way check-in. And don't worry, don't stop here because I'm going to tell you how we work this out, okay? Because if you have, hi, can I use your storm shelter with you? And they come back with, don't you have one? I get that. I get that. But what The question maybe should be is, hey, I am alone and I don't have, put the information out there ahead of the question. I am alone. We do not have a storm shelter here. Are you comfortable enough with me that if we have a tornado, that you would allow me to join you and your family in your storm shelter? And then it's a yes or no. And take it for what it is, okay? Say, thank you very much for your consideration. I appreciate it. And I understand. And then talk to another person. Here are some other steps that you can do without putting yourself out there if you're not comfortable with it. And I get it. I mean, nobody wants to seem like they are weak or dependent. I absolutely get it, okay? But these conversations still need to be had. They really do. There are people that you talk to on a frequent enough basis that won't get offended if you ask the question. It's just a question, like any other question. The worst they can say is no. So ask your pharmacist, not if you can use their storm shelter. Ask your pharmacist if they know of any senior safety programs, because they might know. Ask your doctor the same question. Call up the local police department. Ask them the same question, okay? Senior safety programs. Are there any local senior safety programs? One option for some people is to join Facebook or Nextdoor. But with that comes a little bit of insecurity because not everybody's a nice guy, So yes, that's an option for some people, maybe not for everybody. And you really need to know the people that you're asking to some extent. It's better to know them in person than a stranger on the internet. But it's a way to maybe get to know some people locally. So if you join a local group and they have any kind of meetups or anything, or hey, you could start a meetup. Hey, let's do something and let's support the local coffee shop. Who wants to meet for coffee on Saturday? It's a great way to get to know people. Sometimes you have to put yourself out there to do it, but put yourself out there with the right question, framing the right question. The next one, do some drop-bys, okay? Drop by a local senior center, library, or church just once. They often have wellness check programs in place, and you can opt in anonymously. Yeah, you can. You can also just call them to see if they have them if you don't want to drop in, but never hurts to go for, a little time out of the house too. So check on all of those local organizations to see if they have a wellness check program specifically around seniors or people who are, at risk. Building trust takes time. It's like a garden. Just because you put the seed in the ground today doesn't mean you're going to have fruit tomorrow. It means that there's going to take some nurturing and some care and some time to build those relationships. So don't expect it to happen immediately, but every step that you take is a building block towards making those connections. Number 3 is to set up a check-in system. What is that, Lisa? I'll tell you, okay? It is so simple. It is so powerful. And if you're the person that initiates it in your area, woohoo, yes, okay? Text someone daily, even if it's just a heart emoji. Text someone daily, someone that's near you, someone that's local to you, okay? And I'll share a story that happened yesterday, but there are some apps online. Go to your app store. I don't know if they cost or not, but it's called Snug Safety or Care Circle, and they're specifically made for solo seniors. This is fantastic. They alert someone if you don't check in. So it does become a new responsibility for you to check in every single day. So you get up, you make your coffee and you check in, and you get up and you make your coffee and you check in. And if you do that consistently, then after, a couple of weeks, if you don't check in, somebody will notice, something will notice, and it will trigger something so that it can be addressed. If you can't find a check-in buddy, okay, start by commenting on a trusted YouTube channel or a blog or a Facebook group daily. Yeah, even my Facebook group is a great place to do that because we have done this with people who are regular daily contributors. We have Claire, my buddy Claire, the one who sends me all the lousy weather. Claire is in Wisconsin and she's a solo senior. Her family lives a few hours away. She's doing her due every day. She's a rock star. But when Claire doesn't check in for a few days, immediately the alarm bells go off and somebody starts saying, "Where's Claire?" Okay. And to the extent where I'm able to message her daughter and say, "Is everything okay with your mom?" I mean, it's that simple. So having the ability to build these relationships, even online, where you're checking in daily, it's a great way to let people know if something happens or if something is happening and you don't check in. Alarm bells will go off for people, quite a few people. So those are things that you want to look into. But finding a check-in buddy that you just simply forward a meme to, or send a little heart emoji, or say good morning. That's it. And if it becomes habit, okay, and they do it back to you, so you are responsible also for monitoring their check-in. It's a great buddy system. It doesn't require a lot of energy or a lot of effort, but you do have to talk to that person and say, "Hey, are you willing to do this with me? And if I don't check in, are you willing to take a second and give me a call? Are you willing to look in on me?" And all you need is one yes. You might get a few no's, but all you need is one yes. You need to prepare for emergencies solo. You just do, okay? When I look at preparing for emergencies today, I prepare for them as two people. I prepare for them as one can do this, one can do that. One is responsible for this, one is responsible for that. If that person's not here, then it's our obligation to figure out where they are. That's where I'm at. As a solo preparedness person, you need to prepare for emergencies as a solo, because that's the way it is. So for heat waves, okay, because everyone's going through that right now. Solar powered fans, rechargeable neck coolers, cooling towels. At Dollar General, those are $5, I saw. Reflective window film, blackout curtains, right? DIY swamp coolers. Those are so much fun with a bowl of ice and a fan. It's great. Electrolytes. Please go get your electrolytes, okay? And wherever you're living, you can either do grocery pickup or you can have it delivered. And somewhere in that store, I guarantee you they're selling some kind of electrolyte powder to add to your water, or you can search it out on the Tube of You, and there's a ton of recipes out there to give it a try. Make sure you're bringing in your electrolytes. It's important for your health. When you're looking at being prepared for blackouts and storms, consider, the things that will help you the most, like battery-powered radios and lights, or those backup battery bricks, meals that don't require cooking that you like. You don't have to consider anybody else's pickiness, right? Portable toilet, baby wipes, kitty litter for waste management. I knew a lady who kept kitty litter in her house for those emergencies. Yes, she did. And she used it. Think of prepping not as a fear, okay, but as self-respect, because you are showing your self-care. You are showing yourself self-respect by preparing to be able to handle emergencies by yourself. And between you and me, you're worth protecting. My next suggestion is going to probably be a little emotional for some people. So it's something that you want to take your time creating. It's something that you want to take your time constructing, because it's important. I really believe this is an important aspect, okay? Write a crisis message in advance. This one, it's just an emotional thing to do, okay? Write a short message for when you need to ask for help. Keep it calm, keep it clear, and honest. Save it in your notes app or print a copy of it, okay? So that you have it available to get to the people that could possibly help you. It's a really simple template, and I'll put it in the description box below. But basically it says, "Hi to whomever. I'm reaching out because I need help. I live alone and I don't have anyone else I can count on. If you can't help, I completely understand, but I'm trying to take care of myself safely. Thank you either way. It's a very simple message, and it's the message that you can use when you are talking to people to say, you know, hey, can you be somebody that I can count on? And if they say no, it's fine. Thank you for considering. You will know quickly who is real and who's just noise. And I know it makes us look vulnerable, and I know it makes us look insecure. But I also know that things shouldn't be this hard. They just shouldn't be this hard. To strike up a conversation with a next door neighbor or somebody that you talk to on a regular basis, you know, the worst they can say is no. And you need to take the risk for that. That is how you show yourself self-respect. That is how you show yourself self-care, is to take that risk, take that initiative, be clear and concise about what you are asking for, and take the step. I want to say something clearly to anyone who feels abandoned or invisible. You matter a lot. You deserve to be checked on. You deserve to be safe. It's not weak to ask for help. It's wise. And if you've been ignored, it's not your shame to carry. It's really not. It's theirs. There is a quiet army of us, okay? There really is. Solo, stubborn, smart survivors figuring it out together. If that's you, raise your hand in the comments, okay? Let's find each other. Because that check-in buddy could be somebody you meet online. They don't have to be next door. And if you've got a moment, especially with this heat, please check on someone else today. Even a text of something simple like the heart emoji or thinking of you can change everything for somebody. It can change everything. Do me a favor. If this resonated with you at all, hit that like, possibly subscribe, and I'll keep bringing this kind of content to you. I think that we need to make sure that as solo seniors, as older preparedness people, that we are taken care of, that we are as self-sufficient and sustainable as possible moving into our last years. We shouldn't have to do this alone. And I know there's going to be people out there saying, I don't want anybody. Okay, fine. That's fine. I'm not saying that they have to move in with you or be your best friend. But for everybody involved, literally everybody, it's better to have somebody come looking for you when you don't check in than to find you weeks later. Look down below. There will be that note that you can copy and turn into your own. There is also a downloadable, it's a direct download, so know where your device downloads to and go there. After that, I can't help you. I really can't. But a solo prep guide list is down below also, so that you can download that and work through the list. Even though, you know, if you just want to keep listening to the video for, you know, a few times, that works too. Please remember, be safe, my friends. Keep stacking it to the rafters.